How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. It's Monday.
It's all right. Cannot complain. Shoot.
I ate way too much this weekend.
I drank too much, but I know the feeling.
I don't think I ate enough this weekend. That's okay.
Riley's first birthday was this weekend, so
Yeah. Your family picture looks awesome, man. Congratulations on all that weight. It really fucking shows.
thanks. Appreciate that. I'm trying.
I think you're succeeding. So
I've lost 71 pounds.
Congratulations.
So I'm trying. Except for the last 3 days. Not trying.
Kids' birthdays.
Apparently I'm trying to gain it all back now. So
it's just sort of, you just get like, you know what? 71 pounds? Let's see if you can gain it back. And then lose it again.
Oh, man. All right. Where is this chat? I guess I should pop it out.
Oh, yeah. I should probably do that, too. Hang on one second.
Man, this gets me excited that... Wait. Don't I just... Isn't there a pop-out button?
What's up?
Oh, pop-out chat right there.
Probably go to bed as early as possible.
That's fine.
All right. Okay. Last night.
Sure.
Hi, Reba.
A really long day.
Okay. I'll come and take a nap before I leave. Love you. Am I doing? That's not true. Live now.
I don't use
Pop out chat. Okay. Ah!
Moose is unfazed.
I didn't even see it.
I almost knocked my mic over.
I'm gonna go get my beer before you
Go
start. Before we start.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm thirsty too. We got some odd questions this week.
Yeah. Usually happens.
Oh, that is a lot better. Jesus. Fuck.
Wahoo!
Matt, I hate your level, by the way.
Which one?
The claw one.
There are claws on both of them.
Wow.
The series of single screen ones. Hi, Jason. How are you?
Yes, the series of single screen ones.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dad. Oh, I guess I could get the YouTube. going.
Jason Marshall in his house. No? Okay.
Corey Deer, keeping up the white the white quote.
That's why I'm here.
Jason says it's the devil.
It's the devil. Anything exciting happened today that I missed?
No,
Hmm.
not that I know of.
All right. Well,
I mean, besides the fact that the Area 51 memes are on fire,
yeah, I don't really. I think I missed something.
a bunch of people want to raid Area 51, and apparently it's like 400,000 people. So it's just bonkers.
Just gonna thin the herd.
I mean, I'm alright with that.
You know, I mean, either the government's gonna murder him or the aliens that they find. So, you know,
Yeah, if they find aliens, that's cool.
Entertain. Oh man, you came to the wrong place for that, Jason. Come on, man. Don't put pressure on us like this. We don't need that.
I guess I should probably be posting that we're live, huh?
Doesn't matter.
Double IPA, 8.5%. Hell yeah, baby maker. Word to your mother.
Wow.
Hell yeah, baby maker.
That's the name of the beer.
Oh, is it? Oh,
It's called Baby Maker. You might not be able to make out the letters.
oh,
but
there it is. There it
Yeah.
is.
It's called Baby Maker.
I just thought it was funny, just like hell yeah, baby maker. Word to your mother. I'm like, Moose is making up catchphrases again.
Actually, that is one I need to take Jeff next month. And now I got to build him a couple 4-packs.
Oh, jeez.
That'll
Yeah.
be fun.
You should build him a couple of 4-packs and have him build you a case just because of all the ridiculousness he has near him.
Well,
It's unfair. It's unfair, the beer that's there. It really is.
That. But I think I'm just going to do, like, I'm going to try and find, I don't know. I think I'm just going to go to, like, a bottle shop and try and find some good North Carolina stuff. See if there's any burial I can find.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean,
see.
I'm trying to come up with some stuff for you too, but like it's really hard to get to Tired Hands. Not because like it's far, but because I can't wake up in time for their releases.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I tried that pickle beer I was telling you about, that sour ale.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. But like after 2, I'm like, I'm good. Like
Sours like I can't pound sours very well. Like I could do
I
one.
wasn't pounding it either. I mean,
Right.
like I was drinking it like slow, enjoying it, and like I think I got a quarter of the way into the second one, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah. They kind of wear on you. Or was
It's
it
kinda
or,
like-
or is it stronger?
Like as far as alcohol content
Yeah.
or taste. So basically, it's not exactly like drinking pickle juice.
Okay.
So it's got like its own like flavors to it. It's
Mhm.
very similar, but it's like 7%. So I mean, it's
Right.
not like weak, but it's not like I'm gonna kick you in the nuts 14%.
Right.
But
Yeah, nut kicking.
anyways,
Hell
so
yeah, baby maker.
Baby Maker's only 8.7. I think
8.5.
8.5. Thank you for remembering. But anyways, so I don't know. It's all right. Like not all right. I guess it's kind of like macaroni salad. Like I
Yeah.
like every time I go to eat like a helping of macaroni salad, like 3 bites in, I'm like,
Had enough.
like yeah, like it's really good, but I had enough after like 3 bites, and
Yeah.
so it's kind of the same thing. It's like 1 pint, and I think I'm done. So, but
Good times noodle salad.
what I might do is pick up a 4-pack on Wednesday and let Kelly drink 2 of them, and you can have 2, and then I'll get you 2 something else.
Sweet.
We'll figure it out.
Sweet. Yeah, I've got a 4-pack of sip for you.
Nice.
What do you got for me?
When are you coming by?
I don't know. Sometime.
Okay.
Hey, even if we
When you come by. Oh, and I found a new thing from Peak Organic that I've not seen before, called Bloom. I got a
ooh,
4-pack of that. So
what is it?
I think it's just double dry hopped IPA.
Nice.
I mean,
Okay.
okay,
So it's an IPA.
That tends to be what they do. And then the beer store, the beer store near me, I had this wedding cake porter
Ooh.
that was to die for, but it's 11%.
Ooh. That'll get your teeth.
And then if I can get back there, but the next time I get paid and they still have that coconut mudbank stout, I'll definitely get some of that.
Well, I was telling Jeff last night, we were talking about beer swapping, and I was like, man, like the number one beer I would want to take him, they don't do cans. Peanut Butter Face from Ghostface Brewing.
Yeah.
Like they don't do. I'd have to get I told him, I said, if they have it, I might just go by and get them a growler and call it or two and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because especially if it's on nitro, it's usually on nitro. Holy shit, that thing is so smooth.
Yeah.
And I'm not a dark beer person, and I could drink that all day. So.
All right. Ready to get started?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
All right. So 3, 2, 1. Open up your throat and let the all of that time go. I know it sucks that daddy's done, but try to think of what you want. You got to open up your throat, man. Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue, episode number 154. My name is Matthew Keel. You're here live every Monday night on youtube.com/Nerds Gone Rogue. We usually start between 8:30 and 9. I love it when a plan comes together as it did tonight. You can also see us live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Nerds Gone Rogue. Pods go live the following week. So that's the following Monday, 7 a.m. on all pod services. That includes Spotify.
Uploaded the right episode this week.
Awesome. That includes Spotify and iHeartRadio. And the podcast goes live on YouTube in a nice, cleanly edited version a la Corey Dierig. You can see everything that we do on nerdsgonerogue.com. That is this show, Nerds Gone Platinum, the NX show, Nerds Gone Rogue B-Sides, and any sort of random write-ups that we might do. Or if you just want to look at a 38-second video of me pressing a fart button. It's
a good video. I suggest you watch it.
It really is.
It'll make your bad day great.
Better.
Yeah. We invite any and all interaction via email at nerdsgone, or you can email us at nerdsgonerogue@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at nerdsgonerogue. You can hit us up on the Instagram at nerdsgonerogue_official, as well as all of us individually. We do answer questions every show. You could find me at infinite_rewind. You can find our fearless leader, the double legend himself, Corey Dierig, at Corey in HD 713 on Twitter, at Corey in HD everywhere else except PlayStation, where he is Rogue Spartan 4. Our beer drinking, baby making, hell yeah, word to your mother, PlayStation enthusiast, co-host Moose Kluel. You can find him at Sven. That's SVHENN. Anywhere you want, he's everywhere you want to be. And unfortunately, our fourth chair, Captain Canada, he's only exclusive to here, except when he's not here, like tonight. But he will be returning as soon as he is able.
Yeah.
Corey, how are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm wearing that shirt you got me.
Nice.
Feeling pretty good because it kind of fits now. So
Well, that's good.
That's exciting.
You posted a family picture. You've lost 71 pounds. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday to Riley.
I think I gained it all back this weekend, though. We cooked out. I had like 25 hot dogs and like 47 chicken skewers.
Jeez.
No, I
how
didn't eat
many
that.
how many burgers did you have?
I didn't eat any burgers.
You see,
I'm saving that for the moose.
if you're
Moose
gonna
man.
sin,
Look,
burger.
I did eat about 10 hot dogs this weekend though.
But you could have gave up 5 of them for 2 burgers.
Look, man, I cooked chicken skewers instead because
All I'm hearing, Matt, is excuses.
I
All
mean,
I'm hearing.
they're like assholes. Everybody has
Family
one.
excuses. I'm just kidding. It's awesome that you're trying to be healthy with the chicken skewer.
oh,
Chicken
hot
skewers
dogs
are
aren't
good.
healthy.
No, chicken skewer. I said.
Pizza is not healthy.
What,
But
did you
let me
put like a marinade on the chicken? Was it like
yeah.
teriyaki
Well,
or,
the night before we cooked, I cooked one set in Italian dressing and the other set in Carolina barbecue sauce with some kickin' chicken seasoning.
ooh,
And
how were
then
those? Good.
and then the next day I put them all on skewers with some seasoned onions and green peppers and whipped them up real nice on the grill.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then grilled some zucchini and some hot dogs and some chicken breasts. It was corn on the cob too. Wrapped it in foil with some butter and some seasoning salt. Oh,
There you go.
let me tell you what, man. And my mom brought over some vegetable pizza, which sounds healthy, not healthy at all.
No, it's not. It's the as they would say, the sauce on it, or the cream.
Yeah.
The cream cheese spread or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like a ranch cream cheese mix.
Yeah.
It's basically bread with fat piled on top of
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Good.
Hey man,
It's fantastic.
there's some broccoli, okay, and some shredded carrots. Okay.
Were there some peppers on it?
No,
Just
there's some
peppers and red peppers.
no, there was some olives on there though,
Okay.
and
Ah,
a lot of
olives on a
cheese
pizza are my jam.
and a lot of cheese.
Ooh. Okay. See, we never did cheese. Ours was
Yeah.
strictly like broccoli, carrots, peppers, both red and green, and some olives, like you said, and that was it.
Yeah, I think there's some cauliflower on there too.
Oh, cool.
At
Nice.
that point, it's just white broccoli. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I will say
That's
this: if you want to go the full distance, get a cauliflower pizza crust. Those are actually not bad.
yeah,
Depends on what kind you get, though.
Yeah, like we get the Trader Joe's ones, I think, and they're all right.
yeah. And then I followed all that food up with 2 healthy pieces of cake, and by healthy I mean huge slices. So
As in half the cake went into your belly, right?
look, man, I have to get rid of this cake as fast as possible so I don't eat more.
Yeah,
so
and
I figure
you were just taking one for the team.
So,
Yeah.
so you have to get rid of it so you don't eat more of it. So you ate a lot of it. When you
that's
could
right. Yeah.
Threw it in the trash. Could
Nope,
just-
there's still a quarter of this cake sitting in our fridge.
See, that's the point where like when I'm on a weight loss diet, I'm like, no, like I don't want it, and I just throw it out. I'm like, I can't, like, no, not doing this.
Yeah.
You're bringing me down calories.
Well, here's the thing. I went big this weekend because now I'm not cheating until we go on vacation.
Okay, when is that? Is that coming up?
It is 3 weeks from Thursday. We're
Okay.
leaving for Atlantic City. So, yeah,
You coming to Atlantic City?
yeah.
Nice.
You gonna come join us, man?
You gonna swing on by?
Maybe.
I mean, we're basically on the way.
I know. On the way there and on the way home.
Yeah.
He's well aware.
But I will say this. Never mind. I'm not going to say that on a show. I'll tell you later.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So we talk about video games here.
I don't know. It sounds like Matt's gonna talk about more than just video games after the show.
Oh man, I got some things to talk. No, not really.
Nah, I don't know if he's lying or not. I'm
No.
scared. I'm scared.
That's what you see. That's the thing. You don't want to know.
Oh boy.
You don't want to know because that'll just ruin it.
Did that rash come back?
No. The cream cleared it up. I've been fine.
Jason, are you visiting him? Swing by.
Yeah.
He's not that far from AC.
Right.
I'm not sure.
We should all just have a meetup.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I wanted to say off the air, but Marshall being a smart man,
he's in the chat. Wait, where's my visit?
We should meet up. That would be cool.
That would be cool. That would be entertaining.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
We could almost make a thing out of it.
Yeah. We could do a show.
Y'all could do a show.
We could do a show.
It very well could have. I love how we're just trying to think of ways to just say we could do something. So you guys playing anything? Let's go to game time.
Oh boy. Well, I'm playing some things. Mostly Mario Maker 2 and Destiny 2.
Cool.
Because I hate your level.
Yeah.
Mostly.
I checked the stats. My first level is at almost 600 tries, no clears. And my second level has been cleared twice.
I can get to the point pretty easily to the point where you beat the boss and go through the pipe, and then you have to jump on all the paratroopers.
Yeah.
I just can't time the paratrooper jumps.
Yeah. No, we'll see. There's one. You get into a groove, and then I move one a little bit closer, and it fucks with you every time.
Yeah, and then the one I'm actually having trouble with is the one by the giant wall of spike.
Oh yeah, that one's those. Well, that's a zigzag thing that happens.
Yeah, I'm not having a good time with that one. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
On my level though, the second one I made was it's only been cleared once. So
yeah, I can't clear it. It's fucking annoying. I'm literally exactly the way you said about mine. Like I get to this point where I know exactly what I need to do to put myself in good stead for that final screen, and I just all of a sudden I lose all dexterity in that final screen, and it's not even like you need like a ridiculous amount of platforming dexterity to do it. Just everything is put at just the right spot to be annoying.
Yeah,
which hats off to you for just being a motherfucker.
To be fair, I couldn't beat it. And so I hid secrets for myself.
Oh, you did?
It. Yeah. Did you find the secrets?
No. No.
I don't know if I should spoil this now because you'll probably beat it.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't. You shouldn't.
Oh.
You shouldn't.
Oh. It's there. It's not a secret path. It's secret items.
Okay.
So.
Well, like, are you talking about like well, at the beginning, there's that floating feather with the wings. Is that one of them, or is that just
is one? But you're not supposed to get it at the beginning.
Oh, you're supposed to get it later.
Yeah.
Huh.
Talking about some other things.
Oh, okay. I got it at the beginning, and I mean, I pretty much found I basically get that, and then I find ways to sacrifice Yoshi.
Oh, okay, you did find Yoshi. Okay,
I did find Yoshi.
Okay.
Because yeah. In fact, at my next level, I'm just gonna make a bunch of ways to sacrifice him. That'd be fun. Anyway, what else you playing?
I'm playing Destiny 2. There's some interesting things going on now because they added a new quest to the Season of Opulence, which is the Bad Juju quest line, and that is a let's just say they want you to really play Destiny as a full-time job in some of these quests, and it's like
Opulence.
Maybe I don't need Bad Juju as bad as I thought I did. But I'm still trying to get the Outbreak Prime or Outbreak Perfected pulse rifle, which is I haven't really had a team to run it with, so that's kind of been put on hold. But Zur did sell the helmet this week that I've been looking for I don't know, when did Destiny 2 come out? Since then.
Great.
He sold it, so I bought it.
Better late than never, sir.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's not even that like the helmet's that good. It's just the helmet I wore all of Destiny 1, and it makes me finally feel like I'm like back. It's a Spartan helmet. It's the
year and a half later, Corey's finally back into Destiny.
It's for those who are like really into Destiny, it's the helm of Saint 14, which Saint 14 was a really powerful Titan in the Destiny lore, and it's pretty much just a Spartan helmet with like a extra kind of headpiece because he was known for headbutting people, and so
Nice.
yeah, so he's got that extra part of his helmet that you can headbutt people, and but it really doesn't do anything in Destiny 2 because they took away the super that it was used for from Destiny 1. So it really doesn't do anything. It just looks cool, and that's why I wear it.
I mean, isn't that why you do anything like that, to wear it? I mean,
yeah. Well,
come on.
Yeah. Well, in September, they're adding transmogrification.
Hashtag fashion souls, son.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be able to wear it all the time with the stats that I want from other helmets.
Cool.
So I've been playing that. Mostly been playing Mario Maker 2, though. I'm really... I think my third level is going to be like... It's going to be it, man. It's going to be my Starry Night. You know what I mean? It's going to be my symphony, my best, my,
How
feeling
many
really
movements
good. How many movements?
in your symphony?
37.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, but I'm trying to beat your level first before I finish mine, because like I've also been watching a lot of Giant Bomb Premium and the Mario Maker stuff they did from the first one.
Oh yeah, it's great
to get like ideas, and mostly because it's hilarious, and I want us to have the Dan Patrick Mario Maker relationship for Mario Maker 2.
You want to have that? That's fine. I just wish I could stream it. I wish I could stream it because I don't have that capability.
Yeah,
but you do, as far as I know, unless
what?
You don't.
I do what?
Have the ability to stream playing Mario Maker.
Yeah, I need to. Well, here's the thing. I kind of took my streaming stuff down because of my PC situation.
Sure.
So now that everything is back up and running the way I want it to, I just need extra time to do it. But I'm going to rearrange my desk and everything and have everything set up the way I want it to. And I'm going to be streaming either this week or next week. My plan is to stream a lot of Mario Maker and a lot of Nintendo stuff when I can, just because it's honestly, out of everything that I have, it's probably the easiest right now.
Okay.
Because I have.
Well, I think it's also the stuff you want to stream too. I think we're all being honest here.
Yeah, I mean, I want to stream Destiny also, but I have two Switch docks, so and the Switch is the easiest to move.
Right.
Because like I don't have to get behind my TV, unplug my Xbox One X, and bring it over here and set everything up. And it's just the easiest to move. So. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. I'm really just waiting for Fire Emblem because the preview embargo lifted this week for Fire Emblem, and I've been watching a ton of like the first 2 hours of it. And man, does that game just like, it's like a mix between old Fire Emblem and like Persona almost.
Are there giant dick monsters?
No, but
don't invoke Persona.
There's giant anime titties. If that's
maybe invoke Persona.
So that was like the big takeaway out of every video. It was like, there's a lot of boobs in this game.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I have you ever played any anime-ish game.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. One of the opening cutscenes, depending on what house you choose, because it's got like this real Harry Potter vibe going on. Depending on like what house you choose, one of the teachers walks into the classroom in a bikini, which is
Sounds like My Hero Academia.
so yeah, that's a cutscene. But other than that, I'm like really excited because you train to become the teacher of one of these houses, and you lead the house and teach the students, and you run around like between every like major story beat. You get a week to like train your students and talk to characters and build relationships, and it's got that Persona vibe to it, and I'm like really excited for this game. I don't know if you probably didn't, but I don't know if you played Tokyo Mirage Sessions for
I did actually
for Wii U. Yeah, it's got that kind of like vibe to it too. So yeah, I'm really excited for Fire Emblem. It's I just can't wait for Fire Emblem. So that's really all I've been playing. I've actually been reading a little bit.
It's always good.
The new run of Turtles comics
nice.
are out. Well, it's not really new, but it's like they're on issue 95.
Okay.
And one of the characters that they've kind of been building up to be important for the Turtles. It's spoilers for the current run of Ninja Turtles comics if you haven't been reading them. Shredder has fallen. Karai has abandoned the Foot Clan, who is Karai is the girl that takes over Shredder's post when Shredder vanishes, and she's abandoned the Foot Clan, and Splinter has actually taken over the Foot Clan, and they are becoming a morally centered militia for Splinter now instead of like the bad guys. And one of the leaders of the Foot Clan, Janika, has been kind of like a focal point of this story arc, and she confronts Karai, and Karai stabs her, and the Turtles are trying to figure out how to save her. And so they try to use the healing power of the ooze, but the ooze canister that they were going to use to save her was stolen by Karai. And so Donatello and Leonardo perform a blood transfusion from Leonardo to Janika because the Turtles obviously have the ooze in them because that's how they became the Ninja Turtles.
Oh yes, they have the ooze in them.
Yeah, and they healed Janika, but she also mutated into a Ninja Turtle, so she is now the 5th turtle, and they revealed her color and her weapons in this issue. So,
well, what's her color?
Yellow.
And what are her weapons?
She has a bow,
staff, or like a bow?
No, like a bow and arrow,
right.
And she has like Wolverine style claws almost. But they're just out. They're not retractable or anything. So
she's Janika Kruger.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool.
But yeah. So she's also the biggest turtle, which not the
they need a tank. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, Raph's always been the tanky character.
Tanky, but not a tank.
Yeah. It's also weird because she's also been a current love interest of Casey Jones, and now they're gonna have to deal with that issue, which I think they're gonna tackle. It looks like they're gonna tackle that issue because she's obviously not human anymore, and Casey Jones is human still. So,
I mean, you can always go back to Ratzo from Muppets Take Manhattan. Do you believe in interspecies dating?
Yeah, but I think this is this is their way of gonna like tackle like the way that X-Men tackled racism in the early days of the X-Men. Well,
maybe.
currently now too, still. So I don't know, but it's it's really cool to see like them tackle the female turtle again, because they tried to do it once in the late 90s and it was really bad. I don't know if anybody remembers the Next Mutation TV series.
It wasn't good. Wasn't good.
No, it was bad. It was real bad.
That was the last time I tried to really indulge in my like for the turtles.
Yeah. I mean, after that third movie and then the Next Mutation, and I was just like, boy, let's find something else to be into for a little bit.
Yeah, you made this. Not. It's not that you made it weird. You made it bad weird.
Yeah. So.
All right. So, Moose, what it do, sir?
Division 2.
Cool.
I fired up Detroit Becomes Human. Did the first little mission of that, which was pretty cool.
All right, that's the free game this month.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
I played the demo way back when, and pretty much the part that I've played so far in the game is the demo. So that was pretty interesting. And then what else I've been playing? More Bloodborne. So a friend of mine, like this weekend, I was like, hey, why don't we like co-op some Bloodborne? We'll find like characters we have and just like help each other and just have a good time, running around killing stuff. And so we did that.
Fuck it up old school.
That's right. We did it Friday night and Saturday night. So that was fun. And then I've been farming in that a little bit. I fired up Sekiro. Enjoying that. That's a lot of fun. Different than Bloodborne and Souls, so that's good. Looking forward to diving deeper into that. So that'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to hearing your journey through that game.
Like it's kind of been bite-sized stuff. Like I mean, obviously the Switch goes with me pretty much everywhere because it's portable. But I brought the Switch home and I didn't even set up the Switch Friday night when I got off work and I didn't touch it until this morning when I took it back to work. So like I didn't touch it all weekend. I was playing just some bite-sized stuff, a little bits here and there on the PS4, and I jumped back into being on the PS4, which I was enjoying. I think I've been like looking at it lately and looking at my library, and I'm like, man, I got like a lot of really good games that I just need to play through. But a streamer I watch, Old Man Broski, OldManBroski, he's an awesome streamer. He is streaming from start to finish the Metal Gear Solid series, but only the Solid series. Right. As far as I know, he did not start with. So he's on Metal Gear Solid right now, and so I don't think he did the Metal Gear, like Metal Gear, and then there was Metal Gear Snakes, like.
Well, I think it was Metal Gear on NES and there was a Metal Gear 2.
Yeah, which was like
on NES as well.
I don't know. Anyways, but I think he's starting with so then that prompted me to be like, I've really been in third-person shooters lately with Division 2, so I was like, and I've never finished Metal Gear Solid 5, and I know I probably will not platinum it, so I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play it and finish it to the end. So I re-downloaded that. So I have that going. And I'm like, it's one of those games, like that meme where they have it's Johnny Depp from like Pirates of the Caribbean, and he's like got that look on his face, and it's like when you come back to a game after you've been away for like ever, and you have no idea what's going on. It's like that's how Metal Gear is especially that. So it's like you need to like stay on top of it. So I'm decided to start from scratch, and I just haven't fired it up because I fired it up and I played a little bit of where I was, and I'm like, I have no idea what the controls do, and so
it's weird because Metal Gear's third-person controls are just so different from the Division or Gears or anything. They're just different, and you have to get used to it. It's why I put it down because like. When I first started playing it, I was playing Gears in the Division. And I was like, I want to play some Metal Gear because I heard 5 was pretty good, and I really want to play it. And it just, it's like you cannot be playing any other shooter to really just get into it.
Like you're like, oh, triangle switch weapon. Let me try and switch the sniper rifle. Nope, that's not how it works. We're gonna make it. I don't even know what it is, and I was to the point where I'm like, you know what? Just gonna delete my save and start from scratch again. And so I have yet to do that, but I'm looking to fire that up and get through that. Detroit Become Human. I want to beat that. So that's where I'm at as far as playing. Like, it was a lot of bite-sized stuff besides Bloodborne. Bloodborne was like the main stuff that I was playing this past week. I got a little further in the Korok seed hunting. I'm stuck on one Korok seed where I'm like, I have no idea where it is. And it's not like one of the ones where it's like, okay, well, the Korok seed's like on this top of this plateau, but it's one of those ones where you have to like start.
You have to start at the bottom or whatever.
Yeah, start at the bottom. It's not one of those. And so I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, maybe it's like under. It's supposed to be like under me because I'm looking at the map and I'm like, and then I'm like, I tried jumping off the side to like paraglide down to see if there was like some caves or something, and I just instantly died. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this. So I'm gonna have to like try and like figure out what it is. Maybe watch some videos to try and find it so I can move on. Because I'm trying to like clear like left to right the sections of the map. Because like I think I said it before, like the maps that I printed out is like 9 pieces of the total map of the game, and then like you don't even like I thought the world was big, and then like when you try and hunt down Korok seeds, it's fucking huge.
Yeah,
it is really fucking big.
my office, like I had this huge map printed out, and it looked, you know, that Always Sunny meme of what's his face with the strings. Like, that's what my office looked like for a while, and it was just like, man. So it's awesome though,
and I can totally see that because it's just like, it's just the good. It's a big map, and I think some of it is empty. But not that that's like a bad thing, because I mean, like you're just going through the world, whatever. Like the areas that have content and like stuff's going on, like that's cool and whatnot. But like open world maps, like it's just hopefully in the next gen or like, you know, the gen after that, you know, like PS6 or whatever. Like hopefully we can get worlds where it's like it's not just like empty. Like, you know what I mean? Or because I like smaller worlds that are like fuller. And not that I feel that way with Zelda. Like you realize how big the world is when you're hunting for Korok seeds. But like if you just play the game and stick to what you have to do in the game, it feels pretty full in the parts that you're in. But like when you get up to the mountains, like the snow caps and stuff like that, you're like, there's nothing out here. And it's like, why is this here? You know what I mean? Like, granted, they had to, 120 shrines? I think that you have to do to get the, spoiler alert, the original outfit from Legend of Zelda. So, I don't know. Like, I think I'm at a point where I'm just like, I don't, like, Division 2 is just a perpetual game. Like, other games are open world games, and I think I'm getting worn out. Like, I hit a wall. Like, I stopped playing games for a little bit. It's just like, I really don't want to play anything. And then I started playing Zelda again and got back in. That was nice. But, like, I look at games coming out, and I'm like Borderlands, I feel, is different. Because it's, like, self-contained. You could always come back to it and start and stop whenever you want to. It's not like Division where it's like, you have to stay involved. You have to stay in the community. Like, I feel if I stop playing Division 2, I'm just going to fall by the wayside.
Yeah, and Borderlands has that feeling of like you said, it's self-contained. They're never going to have like a in like this week only event or anything.
Yeah, or they're not, or it's not going to be like you need to be grinding this like every day to get to the next level to get into this. Like Borderlands is just like come in and play, have fun, level up your character, get some cool gear,
do some magic.
Yeah. If you want to do, like, I'm sure they're going to have, like the boss raids like they did, like Terramorphous.
Watch some tiny psychos just suicide themselves. Like,
It's a good time.
Did you see that GIF, by the way, of them doing that bottle cap challenge?
Yeah, the bottle cap challenge. It's pretty funny. It is pretty funny.
wait, I didn't see this. What is this?
Have you seen the bottle cap challenge at all?
No.
So there's a bottle cap challenge out there where like people are like starting with their backs to the camera and there's a bottle of water and they spin or they're facing it and then they spin around and they like kick the top of the cap off of the bottle without like knocking the bottle over. And so like a lot of people have done it, but like Borderlands was like this. It's a mini psycho with a bottle on his head and another psycho's in front of him spinning around, and the psycho just straight up kicks him in the face, just takes him out. Like,
Awesome.
Yeah, there's been some other ones that are pretty entertaining, but like I'm just like, okay, like I mean, people need something to do, so I mean, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's entertaining to watch. I mean, you know, it's like we were talking before the show, the Area 51 invasion thing. I'm more interested in the actual like memes, which have been absolutely hilarious. Like they are so funny.
Yeah.
Like they're better than what. I mean, hell, if they break in Area 51, that's fine. Like, let's see what's going on in there. But you know, whatever.
Thin the herd.
Yeah, they're gonna get vaporized. But anyway, so like the point I was the path I was going down with the conversation was like, I'm getting
bottle cap challenge. Gotcha.
getting tired of just like open world and perpetually playing and like game as a service. So I'm trying to like go more towards like this is a linear game. You can have a really great experience and be done with it. So like that's why I'm like starting to play like Metal Gear Solid. I want to get into Sekiro. I want to play Detroit Becomes Human. I do need to play Days Gone.
Yeah.
But it's just I want to be playing these games instead of like Division 2, and I have Destiny 2, but I never really played it more than like just because it got annoying towards the end. Like you're like,
I think you, Jeff, and Jason all played
Jeff
that. You guys all went ham for like a solid 2 weeks, and then you bounced right the hell off it.
Well, they were ham on it for like 3 weeks to maybe a month, and then I think we all just hit a wall, and it was just like we're done. And it's just like I don't. Okay, if your game's gonna have a season pass, if it's gonna have like perpetual updates, if it's gonna be like you can raid this and you can do, it's just like I don't want to play that. Yeah. I want more bite-sized stuff because it's like how am I gonna play all of your games if game developers are making games as a service or games that just perpetually keep going? Like how can I play everything? So it's just like it's coming to a point where it's just like as soon as I hear that, unless it's like a company that I really love, like you're automatically crossing me off your list as a purchaser of your game. Yeah. Because it's getting fucking old. It's getting real old. So
well, I mean, getting to what you were saying about the open world, like in Zelda, like one thing I liked about Breath of the Wild's open world is while it might not be as densely packed as, say, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or at least as densely packed with, objectives to accomplish. I like the fact that it was always like one area that was populated with either monsters or wildlife, but then you get like that brief space where it's kind of like an exhale.
Yeah, no. They do that really well. And you get your breaks really well. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But I think that's good design more so than just like packing every inch of something as densely as possible, because then you actually get more. I think you actually get more stressed out because eventually you'll run out of resources to deal with everything.
Well, I think I was also looking at it. So like I found the video that gets you like the really like the high level weapons early in the game if you go to the Hyrule Castle.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I sent it to Jeff. I said, hey, when you get back into Zelda, like do this and it'll make things just a little bit easier for yourself. I think like my biggest complaints about the game, number one, being the Korak seeds are tied to the inventory space.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal if you're just gonna look for them. Like, it's cool. It's like, okay, hey, just go look for them. Like, have some fun. But my second complaint, and probably the largest complaint I have, is durability in the game.
Yeah, I hate the
Like, my
weapons
thing is,
like breaking.
it's an issue to me to the point where it breaks combat immersion, where I'm like, oh, well, now my weapon is weak. How many more hits am I going to get out of this before? Like, they don't even set an amount, because like certain weapons, like they might have a durability buff, so it might get like 3 or 4 more hits, and then a regular weapon gets 2, and you're just like, and then like your weapon breaks, and you're just like, I think, although in their defense, what they wanted to do, and they built it into the game, is you get like double the critical hit if you throw a weapon at an enemy. And so if your weapon's about to break, if you just throw it at the enemy, you'll do more damage. And that's how they were wanting players to like get through their inventory and get through their weapons. But personally, that's not how I do it. Like, I don't throw my weapon. Like, I'm going to use it till it breaks. And that,
Yeah, it wasn't the most intuitive idea.
right, exactly.
I think what they could have done, if they wanted durability stuff, you could have been able to craft like maybe you collect resources to build the durability of your weapons, and you could have like a diamond status weapon where they just don't break.
Yeah. Like, you could do that, or you could build, like, you could gather your materials, which would be awesome. You're mining stuff, whatever, and you could build repair kits.
Yeah.
So like like maybe not in combat, but like maybe outside of combat, you can say, okay, well, this weapon's about to break. I'll switch to one that's not broken. Okay. And I'll fix this one when I get out of combat. You get out of combat, because there's some weapons that are really cool, and you're like, oh, well, it's broken already. It's like, oh, well, I guess I'm on to another one. You know, like their weapons don't have a memorability to it. You know what I mean? Like, they're not like memorable. Like, you do remember them because like I'll go after like certain type of bows and stuff like that, but it's just like so throwawayable, if that's even a word. You know?
Yeah, no, you're right, and I think that's probably the one real beef I had with Breath of the Wild as well, because the durability did suck. It really, it was just, and every weapon you had, it would break at the perfect time, where you're fighting a Lionel, and you're, you have your back against the wall, and every weapon you have just starts breaking. Yeah, that was annoying. Or you get struck by lightning, and it just, anything that's wood just gets evaporated.
Well, no, I don't think wood didn't get, unless you had something metal on you, you wouldn't get struck if you were wearing wood.
But like if you have stuff in your inventory, it gets lit on fire.
Oh yeah, if you have something metal on, like a weapon metal or a metal bow, and it gets struck, yeah, that's a problem. But like,
I mean,
I thought that was a cool mechanic. I kind of like that. How you?
I mean, I like the fact that they had that, because that's a consequence you don't see in any other game. Like, oh yeah, if you get struck by lightning, it's hot, and that will burn wood. And, why not just take this out to its logical conclusion? I mean, and that was what made Breath. That was the idea. It was that idea of taking everything out to its their logical conclusions, that it made that game so special.
And I think like not a lot of people, like, if you think about it, also like the environment affecting things. So like you were talking about, like if you get struck by lightning and you have wood things in your inventory, things get lit on fire. Number one. Number two, when it's raining outside and you're trying to use bomb arrows, you're trying to use bomb arrows, and they automatically go off. Or no, they don't go off because it's wet. I was thinking about when you're in the lava area.
Yeah, or if you pull out
bomb arrows, they blow up on you right away.
Yep.
Or if you try and use wood items in the lava area, they start on fire because it's so hot. And so, like, I think that stuff was cool. So like, hopefully, like, obviously we saw the video for the sequel. In the sequel, like, maybe refine the durability a little bit and say you can build repair kits if you want, like they could keep it the same if they want to. You know what I mean? But give players who want to use that same weapon because they like the way it works and it fits their player style, they can just get repair kits and repair the weapon constantly. You know,
Mhm.
I think that would be a better option.
Also, I think what you could do too is like if you find a weapon that you really like and it breaks, do what Destiny has recently done is like they have these things called collections where like it stores every weapon you've ever found and like, okay, I found this weapon, I found this weapon, I found this weapon, and they just make you use in-game resources to buy it back if you want to buy it back.
See, that's an option.
Mhm.
Or even just making it. Go,
Yeah.
hey, here's the okay, you found this weapon, automatically you get it in your crafting.
Yeah, it'd be like cooking, but crafting weapons instead.
Right. And you get the list of the materials.
Yeah.
Now you might see it like when you go into your crafting, you'll see like all question marks because you don't know what it is. But if you pick up, let's say the Royal Halberd, like you pick that up, you like it, you're good to go. You know what materials you need to pick up to be able to craft it later.
Mhm.
Like I think, yeah, I agree with that. That would be awesome. Addition.
Or even if that step is a bit breaky, just because I know that there's probably some section of people that think, well, no, that kind of breaks the game. But if you could look at a weapon in your inventory and say these are the materials of how you make that,
Yeah.
maybe it won't keep the recipe like locked in a memory spot, but like it gives you the ingredients and you could just go find it. It's like how there really wasn't a recipe book.
Yeah,
And
that was cool too. So I mean, listen, freaking Breath of the Wild.
It's really good.
really, really, really good. Like really good, and you have to play that game.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, like I said, I said it before, playing it my second time through is 100 times better than my first time through. Just because I had certain expectations going in because it was a Zelda game, but having played it through once and then now on my second playthrough, I'm enjoying it like 10 times more, like way earlier in the game, and it is actually taking over Skyrim as like my favorite game of all time. So it'd probably be like Breath of the Wild, Skyrim, and then Bloodborne. So, which is weird to put Bloodborne at third, but
Can't beat that with a bat.
no, that's a good top three, I think.
It's a really good top three.
But yeah. So, anyways, I digress. That's enough. That's enough of what I've been playing. Matt, what have you been playing?
I've really only played Mario Maker. I haven't touched
That is
anything else.
not surprising, just because like that's pretty much what everybody's been playing.
Well,
Anyways.
I mean, I don't want to sit here and make excuses, but like I have not. I've looked at my PS4. Like last week was actually a really bad week for
I'm sorry
work.
to hear
Like I didn't. It wasn't like the work days, but it was just a lot last week.
Mhm.
And like I was like it was my OR week, and usually like overnights in the OR you're kind of sitting pretty most of the night. No, I was in the OR for at least 4 hours every night last week, so it was just a lot. It was just a lot to deal with. So when I did get a chance to like look at a video game, I'm like, you know what, Mario Maker's here. Generally,
It's easily accessible.
like
And
I can do 2 or 3 levels, and then like
yeah.
and then like I'll usually do that on the bus. Then I'll get home, I'll do whatever chores I have to do, and then I'm usually just ready to go to sleep.
It's become your like comfort food.
Yeah. And I mean,
We find it when we're stressed. Like
Mhm.
like Bloodborne was mine when I
right.
was getting, because like I just come home, fire up some app on Spotify, and just sit
Mhm.
there and play it or whatever. And like it's weird that Bloodborne is a comfort game, but like
No, it's not. It's really not.
well, I don't know, but
Because I mean, think about it this way. Like, I mean, platformers are my favorite games. So naturally, like, I'm gonna want to play one of those
yeah,
even more than I would play like a Souls game.
right.
But like, being comfort food isn't necessarily about the content of the game. It's about your interaction with it. Like you said, like you've always said before, like you don't have to think about Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Like,
And
all-
I mean, I may not be playing it the best. Like, I know there's
Yeah.
people that play it way better than I do,
oh yeah,
but I can play it in my world and be comfortable with the way I'm playing it and have fun with it and it be a comfort food, you know? So, like you said, like you just can turn your brain off, come home and have some fun and be entertained and
Mhm.
even work out some frustration, you know?
oh yeah.
I mean, a lot of people use first person shooters so they don't shoot people in real life. You know, like it's
Mhm.
like
Well, we're also seeing a lot of people who use those for training. So, errors on all sides. No, but and yeah, like I mean, hell, there were when the year Bloodborne came out, like it was a really rough year for me because I started going through my divorce and things like that. So there would be times where I would literally go to Old Yarnum, or not Old Yarnum, Central Yarnum, and just go. I would climb up where the bridge is and the boulder. I would go kill all those guys just so I could pound that ogre a little bit. That ogre that's up there and thinks he's all tough because he can push a giant ball, but you bury your hammer in his face, all of a sudden he ain't so tough anymore. But you know and I did that for a while because it made me feel better. But Mario Maker 2, I love that game. I'm currently sitting at a 102 streak in the endless mode, and
congratulations.
Thank you. It actually says I'm ranked in the top 60,000, which was a weird thing to see. I'm like, I guess I'll keep this going.
But what are your impressions of the game? Like, what would you give it if you had to give it a score? Like, I asked this as in like because I was reading through Destructoid's review and they gave it like a 7,
right?
And I'm or 7.8, whatever. So I'm kind of like, okay, like why'd you give it this score? And I went to the end, and one of their major points was like the creator mode is not like the best, most intuitive, which I can understand.
It's not. It's a lot shakier than the first one.
And then there's that, and then there's also like there's no way to like curate levels. Like you have to like rely on the community to be like this is a good level or this is a bad level, which is almost like Nintendo could just fix that by having a team just go through a lot of created levels and say this is good, like we like this, kind of giving it like the Nintendo seal of approval. You know what I mean? So like where do you land with like a score for Super Mario Brothers? Super Mario Maker 2. Sorry.
I mean, I think in terms of if I were to review a game, I sort of look at what it sets out to do, and I think the mission 1 for Mario Maker 2 is it sets out to give people the ability to make Mario. And since it's a sequel, it has to be setting out to give people the ability to make Mario better than the first time. The first one didn't have a story mode. It didn't have any sort of like this is some ideas for making Mario. I think what did it have, like 20 initial levels, something like that.
I don't know.
Corey, like
I don't remember.
I never had it.
I know it had. I know it had like some Nintendo made levels, but it didn't have what Mario Maker 2 has. And I think in terms of giving the ability to make Mario, it actually does it better than the first because you have more than 100 levels to look at and say, oh, this is an idea. This is an idea. This is an idea. I mean, my first level that I made was basically a complete subliminal ripoff of one of those levels, and that's why I scrapped it. And I think on that alone, like it's definitely top tier. Now, if you want to actually go into the creation suite itself, I actually don't think it's as good because it's. I feel like in Mario Maker 1, across all of the skins, like taking the idea of 3D World out of it, like you could use everything everywhere if I remember correctly, and I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, that changes this drastically. I don't like the fact that you can't really use Karibo's shoe in Mario World. I don't like that some of the spinning jump mechanics seem to be changed by my memory, but I could be wrong there too. But that's way less than that. That's a smaller change than using everything everywhere.
Right.
But that all of that section being said, like the Mario 3D World changes things enough to where if you get bored doing this, hey, there's this new set of ideas that you can work with that you didn't get a chance to work with before. So I don't think this game is a 10 by any stretch, but I don't think it's a 7. Because I feel like 7 is I feel like 7. I mean, if you want to make it a percentage, 70%, it's a C. I don't think it's a C game. I think it's definitely B plus, A minus. But
I think a lot of different people are gonna have different reactions to it.
I think a lot of people that played the Wii U version too are going to have a different opinion than those who didn't really dive into the Wii U version.
Right.
I mean, then there's also people like me who haven't played since like New Super Mario Brothers on the DS.
Mm-hmm.
How like freaking 7 years ago or whatever. So I haven't touched a Mario game in forever, and I'm having a blast with it. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying earning the coins to like upgrade the castle, and then try people's levels. I think for how much, like I understand Destructoid's complaint, like how do you curate this to make sure stuff is good? And it's kind of like, okay, well, like that's what communities are out there for. They post a review and then like 3 more articles down is like, hey, check out the Super Mario Maker content of our community. It's like, okay, well, fuckheads. Like you have to take that. You have to like. You
can't complain about it and then do that.
Complain about it and then do that. Like that's horseshit. Like you have to say, you know, like, okay, it's set, you know, it's kind of weird and you have to be trusting of the community to judge which is good and which is not. That's why there are multiple communities out there. That's why you check out and say, oh, hey, like the level designer of Celeste has 6 up right now, which might be more now because I haven't checked in a while. You know, then there's like the top list, and then there's like the hot now, and then there's like, you know, the ones that
there's like just new ones. Then
Speaking of the community though, like this game just really points out how bad Nintendo's online stuff is though.
It really does.
Right.
Like I had to go in and, you know, you played my level. I had to go in to see who played my level to follow you as a creator. Like I couldn't just go to like my friends list. Like the Switch's friends list is useless. Right?
Oh no, yeah, it's just dog shit. It is pointless.
The only game that utilizes it is Smash, and there's an option that says play with friends, and then even then you have to like go through the Nintendo Switch Online app to do the communicating thing, and you know, and the only 2 games that utilize the Nintendo Switch Online app are Splatoon and Smash, and it's like, why can't I? And the thing is too is like Mario Maker is the perfect game if you want to use an app to curate stuff or find people. That app is like, okay, you load up Mario Maker on the app, you scroll through levels, and maybe they show some clips of the levels or whatever, and you can queue up levels to play when you get home. Like,
yeah,
why are they not doing that?
Yeah,
it's just awful.
Like, I mean, like I said last week, like I'm in a giant bomb group full of people just creating Mario levels.
Yeah.
Now the nice thing there is they've sort of figured out how to make the system sort of viable It doesn't make the online interface any easier, but it's just like, hey, at the very least, go in, play this level once, and give it a like, so it stays within Nintendo's algorithm, so other people can, so it can show up in endless mode.
Mhm.
Like that's sort of the one stipulation of doing that, and which I'm totally on board with. And some of those guys are very creative and very heartless. They're very mean, but almost all of the levels I've played out of that community have given me the joy of Mario. Unfortunately, like, I feel like the curation complaint that everyone seems to have, everyone wants to complain about it, but no one has a fix. Because when you start trying to fix curation, it's a slippery slope to just make that the game.
Yeah.
And
I think it's like everything has to be out there for there to be the good. Like the community has to be able to make everything that they want to be able to make.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the problem with that review from Destructoid, and I know I'm picking on him, whatever, but it's like you okay, we'll take on the responsibility to like try stuff. That's like we can point this back to like craft brewing. Like we make beers, well, we're out there fucking mixing it up and we're trying beers, and some of them we don't like and some of them we do. And so we take note of some of the stuff we don't like and some of the stuff we do. And so you can, as you get out there and as you're doing stuff in the community that's making levels for Mario Maker 2, you can kind of get a feel for like what is going to be bad and what is good, you know?
Yeah.
And then like you can start building like, I want challenging, so I'm going to lean towards these, or I just want a level to just go through and enjoy, and like when I get to the end, like have a smile on my face and laugh at it and enjoy that level. You know what I mean? I don't like. I think when I make a level, I think my first level is just going to be something that's fun, and it's not going to be like a bang your head against the wall like your level. Fuck you. So I just like
my second level is a lot easier. Play that one.
No, I'm gonna beat your first level first. But anyway, so something where like people can play it and be like, okay, well, I enjoyed that. It doesn't have to be challenging. It doesn't have to be like overthought. It just needs to be something that's like fun and entertaining. Yeah. And I think I agree with you. Like the whole like, well, everybody's got an issue with the curation, or that seems to be a problem, but like nobody has a fix. But then if you try and fix it, it is an extremely slippery slope. It is extremely slippery because then you're like like counting out stuff, and it's like, okay, well, your first level is trash, so we're getting no more stuff from you. But that dude's like second, third, or even fifth level could be like out of this fucking world. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the problem. Like there's no like room for growth as far as like a Mario Maker creator goes. You know what I mean? So it's just like you also got to use like word of mouth and whatever. You know, like we were saying, the designer of Celeste. I'm sure the dude that does, like, I know the guy that did Spelunky and is working on Spelunky 2 is probably like balls deep in like finishing Spelunky 2. So he hasn't had a chance to like create Mario Maker 2 levels. But I'm sure he will when he can come up for a breath of air and then hit. You know his levels will be good. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know Celeste levels are good. You know, like, all these game developers that come out and say, I'm going to make a level in Mario Maker, like, you know it's going to be good. So it's just, like, follow those. You know what I mean? Or talk to your friends and be like, what are you playing and what do you like? Like, instead of just, like, shitting on it, just be like, I understand this has to be here, but for like me to find like the best of the stuff, I really need to do a little bit work on my own. That's the problem. I think that's the problem they have with the game, is the fact that the game doesn't help you create that curation. It's just like you have to do the work on your own. But I'm just like, but then it's like going back to the beer thing. How the fuck does a brewery know my tastes? I walk into a brewery. How do they know what my favorite beer is? How do they know what I'm willing to try? They don't. So you got to kind of look at it from that perspective and be like, okay, well, I have to take some ownership in this, and I'm playing this game. I bought this game. I'm the one that needs to be like, this is good for me. This is not good for me. This, you know what I mean? Like, That's where it comes in.
Well, and the last thing I'll say is I think their endless mode is actually handled appropriately because they have four tiers of difficulty, and
Yeah.
if you're on the easiest one, it is usually levels that have been completed tens if not hundreds of times. So like the completion rate is very, very high on all of those levels. So you're not going to get too much challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, that is probably where all of the auto-scrolling Marios will end up, just because that's how it worked. That was what ended up dogging Mario Maker 1 by the end of its life, because it was just all of a sudden your Mario drops in from the sky and then just gets pushed. If you touch the controller, you're going to die. If you don't touch the controller, you complete the level and you get like a crap ton of 1-ups for it. And the fact that people create that stuff is kind of amazing. And the weird things that they do with creating just a Rube Goldberg machine that pushes your character through the level, it's impressive. Does it give you what you want out of a platformer? Nah, but you move up a difficulty, all of a sudden that's where, you know, the completion rate drops. And then if you go to expert and super expert, that's when you're going to be banging your head against the wall a lot of the time. I mean, like my endless streak is currently on normal, so I get a mix of everything, and I like that. I haven't had to skip a level yet. I haven't had to hit the minus button to say move me to the next one. But you know, you just you got to kind of pick your pain level, and like Moose said, don't be afraid to work at it, because there have been some levels where I've actually, because you can't really do this when you're in the endless mode, I've actually written the code down, so once I'm actually done, I will go back, enter that code, and follow that creator, because they created something interesting, and I'll at least give them a chance to wow me again. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, I created the 2 levels I did, and they're not gonna be my last, just so you know.
Fucking trash.
I mean that yes, but I recognize that I'm not in the use case that the folks at Giant Bomb are in, where they could say hey, here's my level, play it, and they can go on Twitch and watch people play their level. I don't do that for that. I do it because I actually just find it fun doing that. If my level ends up, getting dumped in a month's time or whatever, is what it is. But that won't stop me from going back to the drawing board. And I hope that there are plenty of people playing Mario Maker that feel the same way, because I'm more interested now than I was the first time around to keep that in my rotation for as long as I end up keeping it, because I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. At least not till Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out and something else goes into my Switch for the first time.
Yeah. Well, I actually just cleaned out my Switch library and everything that I was going to plan on keeping on my Switch for more than like Fire Emblem I'll get physically, because that's a game I'll play a ton of and then take it out of my Switch when I'm done playing it, right? I'll just but something like Mario Kart or Mario Maker or some of these other multiplayer games, I actually ended up just downloading, because I plan on playing Mario Maker in between games. I plan on playing Mario Kart in between games, and Mario Maker is going to be one of those games where if there's nothing that I really want to spend a ton of time on, I'll play a couple levels, or I'll build a level to upload,
Yeah. There's shit to do.
Yeah. I actually just ended up downloading it. So
yeah. I mean, I bought the physical because I that was one of the ones that I wanted the case for.
Yeah. No, that's understand. I mean, I get it.
Lord knows I will probably just drop the 60 before the end of the year and have it digital as well.
Yeah.
Because
digital's just so convenient.
Because I'm
hate
an
it.
idiot. Okay, so let's get to questions, shall we?
I guess.
Okay. We got a lot. We got a lot this week, so we're going to hit this hard. First up,
Imagine what crazy what happens when you actually post, "Hey, we're taking questions," on social media, and imagine how many people come out of the woodwork and say, "Hey,
hey, I got
one."
something for you." Ashley Davidson, are any of you working on or planning anything outside of the podcast? If so, what are you doing? If not, what is your dream project to work on outside of this?
Well, I mean, I'm working on a couple things, but half of it has to do with this, and the other half is like,
NX show.
no, it's not even that. That's kind of more like just another show to do. But like, I just haven't really put time into anything lately, to be honest with you. I don't have the time to do it like I used to.
Yeah.
Plus, trying to keep up with the latest games is like really hard to do with a kid and responsibilities in life and stuff. So I've been trying to cut back on the game stuff. But I have been. It's actually something that my wife and my dad both suggested to me. They're like, "Why don't you work on like Disney stuff?" And I have been really thinking about it.
Okay.
I mean, thinking about it. I haven't really like put pen to paper or anything and started putting out ideas, but they both strongly feel that I should try to do something with that because it doesn't cost any money to talk about Disney as opposed to like new games.
True.
So
true.
I have been thinking about doing something like that, but that wouldn't take away from this. It would just be like something else to do. Not that I need anything else to do.
Just to throw something at you. I think I've mentioned it at least once or twice here that I'm a fan of the Criterion Collection. There are actually a slew of podcasts that people are just going through the entire Criterion Collection and watching them.
Mm-hmm.
You should do that with Disney movies.
Yeah, I mean,
all of them.
I thought about it, but I was thinking more of doing stuff, for the parks. Because that's what I'm like the most interested in. Not that like I wouldn't do like movie stuff either, but like the parks is like something that I'm really into. So that's kind of side project ish.
Okay. So Moose, I think apart from Corey, you are probably the second busiest person here because you do 2 shows.
Well, like an idiot, but I don't really have any projects going on right now. I got some things in the works as far as like real life goes, career wise goes, and stuff like that. So I'm like mainly focusing on that, and I think once I get that buttoned up, like we Nerds Gone Platinum has kind of gotten away from like our video content, and like Misadventures with Moose has fallen by the wayside. Didn't even finish the first series I was doing with it, so I kind of want to get back into that. I kind of want to do the Moose's Indie Den and like play an indie like a little bit here and there, let people get a taste of it and watch it and whatnot. I would like to stream more. So it's just like my projects, but then it's also like, well, you keep pushing it off. So like it's event like this is the year where I think 2019 is like buttoning things up and then being able to really springboard in 2020 with some ideas that I've been mulling over of like what I want to do. So I think that's where I'm at right now. I'm like trying to figure out what I'm doing with 2020. I mean, with 2019 to even get into 2020. So
that's kind of how I feel with everything I've been like playing around with too. Is like, you know, I have ideas. Like I do want to stream some stuff. I do want to do more. I want to like do stuff that's going to be like consistent though, and not just like throwing it out there. Because I think that was our problem. Well, my problem like last few years or whatever.
It's mine too, and that's the problem is consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to put out something that's just like, oh man, this feels like we'd have to do this, you know. And that was like something I wrestled with for a long time, to the point where like, oh, we've literally only done the podcast for like 3 months, and it's been super relaxing.
Yeah.
Almost to the point where like sometimes it's Sunday night and I'm like, oh shit, I have to edit the podcast because it's got to go up, you know, because I was breaking it out into separate videos and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like you said, Moose, this is something that I need to work on too, is just like consistency and buttoning things up. And so,
well, in terms of projects for me, there is something I'm working on. There's actually going to be a B-side for it that goes up. I had mentioned this a few weeks ago. There was going to be a B-side that goes up about it. That still has not happened, so I'm still waiting for that to happen. But I have a plan that I am going to put into motion in the next couple of months. It probably, like, if I were to start by the end of August, fruition for it probably won't happen till well into 2020. And there's a lot that's kind of required in my personal life as well, because I'm currently work third shift, and when I come home and want to play games, I would like to stream, but it's like at 10 a.m. in the morning, and I'm at a point where like I need to get stuff done and then go to bed. I would like to get to a point where I'm on a first shift job, and then I could stream a couple of nights a week on top of the podcast and still be able to manage time with the partner, because that balance is going to always sort of take priority over Nerds Gone Rogue. No disrespect, guys.
Feel offended.
I mean, you know, I got nothing for you. I know that you take that priority with Sana, and I know Moose, you're very much worried about that with Kelly. Mm-hmm. But once I once I get the everything started, once that B-side goes out, everything will be a bit more understood as to what I'm doing. But I'm building towards doing more stuff affiliated with Nerds Gone Rogue outside of just the podcast. So yeah. Once that happens, so there's going to be a B-side. It's going to be Captain Canada and myself. Yeah, Moose. Yeah, Moose. Don't shake your head at me.
Tease me. Don't you tease me.
It'll be Captain Canada and myself, and all will be understood after that happens. So yeah, in fact, based on that, the first people to know about it will be myself, Captain Canada, and then Corey, because he'll watch it and have to put it up. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working on outside of this. I always like the idea of writing more. Just it's been difficult. Hopefully I'll be able to do better in the future, but I do think about it a lot.
Writing's hard, man, because sometimes I'm like, I sit down and it's just, I don't know where to start. I don't know what I want to write about. And then sometimes I have an idea of what I want to write about, and then I sit down and I'm like, this is garbage. And then I slam my laptop shut and go to bed.
Well, I mean, that's the reason I've always sort of stuck with music, because I had those muscles going for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And when I started back here, like, yeah, I was doing it pretty regularly, but then, working multiple jobs and multiple 16-hour days, you have to go to sleep at some point. The one thing that's always been a constant is none of that has really gone away up here. Just when I get a chance to like sit down and organize it, I'm usually just so when I'm not exhausted, I can usually write. But I've been exhausted a lot.
By the way, I'm following the Twitch chat, and Cinnabon is in the chat and says,
"Hi, Cinnabon.
Loving the stream, guys. I'm sure you'll figure out the schedule soon. Just followed to help."
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, now, Cinnabon, just to be fair, Nerds Gone Rogue schedule is like clockwork. This show is like Monday night every week.
Bam.
If you want consistency, it's right here. But doing other stuff outside of it has been where we fall off a little bit.
Consistently mediocre for 3 years on Monday nights. There you go.
Yeah. So thank you, Ashley, for your question. Let's move on to Alan Heinen, the walking meme himself.
Oh, boy.
If Old MacDonald left his farm to go eat lunch at McDonald's, what's the probability that one of the beef patties he consumes came from his farm? As someone who grew up partially on a farm, I can explain this to you. It's actually very minimal.
I was going to say, wouldn't your farm meat go further out?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be local, right?
It's not local.
Yeah.
It's not local.
I mean, unless you sold specifically.
I mean, if Old McDonald's sold specifically to that McDonald's,
right,
probability pretty high.
Right. Well,
that's going to go to a meat packing plant, moving company, processing. It's going to. Yeah.
Like I mean it is in like if you like there's a farm near us that sells at a shop and it's like okay like it's like not McDonald's but they go to farmers markets, they have their own store, they sell like to their local customers and that's it. Like so unless he's doing that, like you said, it's gonna go to a processing plant, it's gonna get processed, boom, it's like
it's gone.
Scattered.
Yeah, scattered to the quantum fucking wind.
Right, yeah, it's pretty much going to be in America and maybe Canada and some Mexico, but like it'll be highly unlikely that he's going to eat a hamburger that's from his farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Happy to help, Alan.
Sorry to destroy your dreams, Alan.
I mean, if you want your dreams destroyed, wait for Deshaun's questions.
Christ. There's fucking 4 parts, I think.
Okay, speaking of which, the man, the myth, the legend, Deshaun Malone. What do you think about these Burger King tacos? I didn't know that they were Burger King tacos.
Yeah, they're $1.
I heard about them, and now that I know they're $1, I might have to go get some for lunch.
Well, I'm a little bit strapped for cash, so the next time I get paid, I will venture out to try these Burger King tacos. So yeah, it'll be a little bit, but I will report back.
They look strange. Like, why aren't their shells just like, you know how Taco Bell shells have that nice round, flat edge to them? You know, they're just like, they look like how way a taco shell should.
Now, do they look like the way a taco shell should look, or do they look the way a taco shell should look to a white person?
I mean, I've had real like.
I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade here, but like
no. My grandma's neighbors were Mexican, and they own a chain of Mexican restaurants in the area.
Yeah,
and their tacos, and granted, I'm sure they're catering to an American audience, but their tacos look like tacos. Like I think a taco should look, right? It's just like the nice shell and some meat inside and some cheese and garbage inside. Burger King's tacos look like someone's like, it looks like they dropped like something in the fryer and they took it out and they're like, oh, we should fill it with some stuff and call it a taco.
Now that I've seen pictures, yeah.
I mean, Deshaun posted a pretty animated GIF of the tacos from Burger King.
Now, I'd like to say, in my town, where the Burger King is,
Where the Burger
Not-
King is.
not even like 2,000 feet up the road.
That might
is
be the most southern thing you've ever fucking said.
In my town where the Burger King is, there's a Taco Bell right down the street.
There is. So I would, if I'm sitting here thinking about tacos, I'm gonna go. Well, first of all, I'm gonna go to Go Burrito in Salisbury because they're the shit. But if I'm picking between Burger King's tacos and Taco Bell's tacos, I'm gonna go right to Taco Bell. Like having looked at the images.
To be fair, if I'm thinking about tacos, it's probably 2:00 in the morning.
That's true.
And if I really want tacos, I'm gonna go to Chipotle and get a burrito,
Word.
like a man. So,
Yeah, I feel like we're at that age where we've stepped up our game. Not that tacos are like child's play.
No, don't get me wrong. I am all about the trash tacos from Taco Bell
Right.
Yeah.
when
Like,
the time is right.
I usually I have to get soft, ground beef. I get them supreme. I'll get like 5 or 6 of those things. Just go ham on them when I really hate myself.
Yeah. Or if you've numbed yourself to the point where you don't hate yourself, you're just really hungry.
There's that too. There's
Yeah.
that. It's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next part of this question?
I don't.
Okay. All right. Let's try and think about this as seriously as we can, because
To be fair, before you read this question,
because
I
what
don't.
the fuck?
I don't. Before you read this question, I don't know what's more disturbing, that he's asking this question. Did you see Megan's response to this question?
No, I did not.
Oh
I don't even know
gosh.
what the question is. I can't. I didn't.
All right, Matt, just
What-
go ahead.
okay,
I'll
what
look
do
up the
you-
response.
I can only think about this way. What do you think about this girl selling gamer girl bathwater? Okay, I have some thoughts.
Hold on a second. You live in America, fucking capitalism. If she can sell her bathwater, let her do it. If people want to buy that shit, whatever. I'm sure you buy something that people are like, why the fuck you buying that? So why don't you?
No idea what you're talking about.
Not our boy Matt in particular. I'm just saying the people out there. So just shut your trap, mind your fucking business, and just let her sell some bathwater. But anyways, what did Megan Green say? 'Cause
Megan's response to this on Twitter was, "If I looked like that, I'd be selling it by the gallon."
Yeah. Honestly, I'm right with Megan.
I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that.
Because the problem isn't her selling it. The problem is not her. Fucking, if this girl's got that hustle, go for it. Yes, many a rap group has said, make that paper.
Right. Exactly. So people need to stop hating.
But it's not her fault. It's not her problem selling it. It's the people who are buying it. Now, I know that there's been a whole bunch of dumb shit to come out in the aftermath. Like one person drank it and went to the hospital. That has since been debunked because I've actually been following this way more closely than I need to. There's that guy who went on YouTube and said, I'm going to vape this gamer girl's bathwater.
I saw that too.
It's not like there are cottage industries on knockoff popular shit happening all the time. I mean, I can go to the Jersey Shore and find a whole bunch of knockoff Fortnite, Rick and Morty, whatever that's been popular in the last 5 years. I could find knockoff merchandise by the bushel. I'm not going to. I can't really point at those people going after that because they want to make a little money as a problem. If people are going to buy it, that's another problem. I mean, when I grew up and was collecting baseball cards, and I would see that, basketball. I collect basketball cards later on, but once I would see that this card was worth a lot, I would try and go after that card. And then my parents actually gave me a pretty good piece of advice. Something like that is only worth what someone will pay for it. And then I'm like, all right, well, how come that guy is setting that price for that thing? Because he thinks somebody will pay for it. if you won't, that price will drop.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I'm like, all right, and they're also just pieces of paper with a picture on it. And then eventually I learned that, the stuff that people think is worth a lot really doesn't need to be. And if this girl's gonna make a mint on her bathwater, let her.
Fucking let her do it, man.
Let her.
I don't give a shit.
Vote with your wallet.
Yeah.
You say it a lot.
If you ain't buying it, she ain't making whatever.
I'm gonna put a poll on Twitter. How many people would buy my bathwater on the internet? Huh?
Oh, okay.
I'll send you guys some for free.
Infinite abstains from this poll.
I was gonna say, I think the co-hosts. Yeah. You, sir, go right on ahead.
Hey, man.
All right, what's the next question?
All right, what do you think about Infinite Rewind and Corey in HD 713's crushing Mario Maker 2 levels? # Super Mario Maker 2.
Hey, good. Y'all are at putting some quality content out there. That's good.
Man,
that's not what you said earlier.
No. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not good. That's what she said.
Nice. Wow, that was a good one.
Bravo, Moose. I'll say this: I about Corey's first level. I genuinely liked that. That was a really good maze, and it had the right amount of fuckery. His second level can fuck right off. I have consistently gotten to the final section where you see the goalpost, and I'm like, I can get there, and then everything is just wonked up enough.
You don't like those? You don't like those Hammer Bros and
oh god, fuck you, man!
And the fires.
I will beat that level eventually, and I just hope I beat it faster than Eddie V did. Which that reminds me, I need to play his levels too.
I still don't know how Ed beat it. He beat it he beat it on a second try. I'm like, oh man, everybody's just gonna beat this level now, and he's still the only person.
He's the only person that's cleared it. But yeah, Corey. I like playing Corey's levels, and I can't wait to see what he does next. I can't wait to see what Moose does. I would like to see Moose create.
Oh, don't put the pressure on me.
No, I'm not gonna say. I would like to see you create a level and see what you do with it.
All right.
I mean, because let's be fair. I created 30 levels in Mario Maker 1, and most of them were dog shit.
All right, well, mine will probably be all dog shit until I get to the 60th.
I mean,
I hope he literally just makes a dog out of blocks pooping and walks to the end.
He'll just do
the dog poops out.
He'll do a block interpretation of the undo dog.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, next up, Megan Green.
Hey, Megan.
No, I'm sorry. Deshaun has another question. What do you think?
Deshaun.
What do you think of Nerds Gone Rogue crushing it? Thanks, Deshaun.
Thanks, we appreciate it.
That's what I think of that. Thank you.
We're trying out here. We're just trying to do entertaining content every week.
So. Yeah.
We are in a vast sea of video game voices that each one is different from the next. And the fact that we're doing all right, I'm happy with that.
I'm just glad, we are entertaining the people who listen to us every week.
Mm-hmm.
And that reminds me, Matt. Remind me to announce the next giveaway for August at the end of this show.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
Because I forgot to tell you that at the beginning.
Special giveaway.
That's okay. I mean, we have till August, so we can.
I think some people will be excited for this one.
All right, and now we will get to the illustrious Megan Green. How long did it take you to realize that collecting games wasn't really in the cards anymore? I love collecting, but life has been super busy lately. Balancing life, games, friends, and work has been splitting my funds.
When you realize that you're a crack addict, and you need to like stop.
Wow, so Moose has got confessional here.
Well, it's like looking at everything like she's saying, like splitting her funds. And it's just like it's this perpetual cycle. Like when I was younger, it used to be like movies and seats, like movies and music.
Yep.
And I kind of stepped away from games because I had World of Warcraft, and then I came back to games, and then I stopped buying like movies and stuff. And I'm like, aha, I beat that habit. And little did I know, like games were like, nope, go buy games. Like I look at my library and I'm like, I have not beaten a lot of these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like I need to start really playing and enjoying what I own, before I start really investing in newer games.
Yep.
So I think, and if she's just talking in general, there's that. But then also like collecting as far as like physical games, lack of space.
Yeah.
The wife and I moved into a smaller house than the one that I previously had. So I don't have like the space to put physical copies of stuff. Now, granted, I do buy physical stuff on the Switch, but it is only like collector's editions, and it's like games that I know are like flipping awesome. Like I've got Axiom Verge Collector's Edition. I've got the Binding of Isaac. Like I'll buy the physical versions. Well, most of them are collector's editions, but usually it's like a physical one about the game that I really, really want. So like I try to like be like selective of what I'm buying physically, so because it takes up space.
Yeah. I actually just had this conversation with my wife and Matt privately. I told Matt, like, now that kind of Nintendo Power Lock is over and we kind of moved that show and in a different direction, and I cleared out my Switch library, and I just felt like this huge weight lifted off my shoulders, right? And like I've been going through this spree of cleaning out and getting rid of a bunch of stuff that I used to collect. Like I have a ton of like figures and toys and special editions that I loved when I was like really into that stuff. But now as I've gotten older and priorities change and whatnot, like I'm like realizing like, man, I don't need any of this stuff anymore. Right. And I showed Matt a bunch of the lists that I've made, and that's not even all of it. Right. And it's like, I cleaned out my Switch library, and I told my wife, I was like, look, if I don't get rid of these games today, I'm never going to do it. So I need to leave for a few minutes. And I went and traded in like probably 2/3 of my Switch library and replaced some of the games that I wanted digitally. And I have, Zelda physically and a couple other games physically. But other than that, it's like, I'll have the games that I want physically. But other than that, digital space is way easier to manage. Plus, like, it also helped me realize like I don't need to play everything that comes out right away.
Yeah.
See, that's the biggest thing about collecting, and that's the biggest hurdle. Is also like, unless it's like obviously Borderlands 3. Matt, you're a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. Jason's a huge fan. Jeff's a huge fan. Corey, I know, just got into it with Borderlands 1 this year, the remake or the Game of the Year edition, but we're all going ham on that. So like games like this game Greedfall that's coming out like that Tuesday of that week looks good, but it's like I don't need to play that right away. Like there's some games where you're just like that's what I also need to do is be like, okay, no, like I don't need to have it day one. Like what game do I really, really like? Ghost of Tsushima will be a day one purchase. Like the new FromSoft game, when that comes out, that'll be a day one purchase. But like these other games where they look good and buying just to buy is not good anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when you also realize you have to make the decision and be like, I can wait on that. Like I think Jeff has a great policy where he's like, if I'm really put it on the radar, if I'm really liking what I'm seeing, $20. You know what I mean? When it hits, $20, $30, boom, pick it up. You know what I mean? Like, and just be like, all right, well, I won't be part of the zeitgeist when that happens. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to implement that rule as far as goes for myself.
Plus, plus like I'm trying to like look at game now because like Game Pass changes everything too. Like, I mean, I have Game Pass because I think it's a good deal, but like Mutant Year Zero is a game that I wanted to play. Like I've been wanting to play it for a while, and I've played it probably for like 2 hours on Xbox, but like I just haven't had the time to play it. It's coming out on Switch in a couple weeks. Like, do I buy it on Switch because I want to play it, or do I just play it when I have time on Game Pass too? And those are the things that like I know it sounds stupid, but like you know, with a kid and a family and stuff, like I don't have time to sit and play my comp like on the TV a whole lot. And you know, that's a game that okay, I have it on Game Pass, so if I really want to play it on Switch, I guess I'll just wait for a sale, because that game will probably go on sale at some point, so.
And like that's the other thing. It's like these games are going to go on sale.
Yeah,
and it's not like a negativity towards the games. But
yeah,
it's like they're trying to make money. You're trying to make money. It's like it's a $60 game, and it's like, okay, well, when you can drop the price on it, that's when I'll pick it up. Not that the game's bad. It's just I need to be at the right price point to be able to pick you up. Play you.
Yeah. So. And like I'm just not at that point anymore where like, of course I want to support developers and stuff by purchasing their games, but you also have to like balance it. I got to support my family and my wife and my kid too, like,
yeah.
And I'm at that point where like, I'm out of that life range where, I can do that regularly, and it's like, my time has passed to be the guy that supports the developers I want to support, you gotta, and it sucks too, because like I really wanted to get Cuphead on Switch, but I haven't gotten it because, I have to prioritize my budget and my games, so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at that realization as well. Like it just, I mean, to the point, I know Moose and I have mentioned this, or maybe I've mentioned it a bit, like next year, like a lot is going to change with my buying habits. I know we already have a ton of games coming out next year, and there's a lot to be excited for.
Probably consoles.
Yeah, but like I'm going to implement a pretty strict policy. Like I can't buy a new game until at least one other game that I already have is beat. Because
games would be a good policy, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like I can't buy a new tiny indie. I can't buy a new Switch game. Like some of my backlog has to get tackled, and I'm not gonna do like a challenge or anything. But I'm just going to do like a currency system for myself. Like, hey, you have all these that you're not playing that you've not finished. Like I haven't finished Persona 5. I need to go back and do that.
And what we also need to realize is that, like, we're never going to finish our backlog. So, no. That anxiety there is just like, well, you got to, like, no. Like,
I'm not, yeah.
I mean, I agree with the people that are like, you should play what you want to play and play what's fun. So, like, if you're not enjoying a game, like, just kick it to the curb. And it's like, okay, like, I agree with that. But then it's also like, you need to be more selective on your buying habits instead of buying everything and then playing, like, say you buy like 10 games and you're like, well, I only like 4 of them. Well, you wasted the money for those 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, you were just trying to try them, and there's multiple ways to try these games, like Game Pass for Corey. We don't have that because we don't have an Xbox. I mean, it's going to be on PC soon, but we don't have that. And then there's like GameFly. You could run it on GameFly, or you could wait for a sale. There's much more cost-effective ways to play these games than like buying it day one at full price. Unless it's like we said, unless it's like we know, like God of War, like Spider-Man, Breath of the Wild, Mario 2. You know what I mean? Like these games, like like okay, I know this is going to be a solid ass game. I want to be in ground zero. Let's do it day one. And be part of the zeitgeist from the get-go. Like, you don't, like I said, Greedfall, whatever.
It doesn't even. It almost doesn't even have to be a game that I know is going to be awesome. It's just going to like, for instance, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I will get Elden Ring day one.
Yeah.
I don't play Elden Ring day one.
Yeah. You don't.
That'll be one of those games that breaks that rule. Like even if it's coming out and I haven't beaten a game, like I'm going to get that game because
there's always exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
But as long as one sticks to the rule more so than not, you're going to be walking a good path.
Yeah, and that's sort of my goal.
Yeah, I think that's my goal too. And I think next year, like you said, I don't want to do a challenge. To be honest, I want to play games. I don't want it to feel like it's a second job.
Mm-hmm.
Like I play games to be entertained. I do podcasts because I like talking to you knuckleheads and the other two knuckleheads I talk to on Tuesday nights. And I like talking about the games that I'm playing and the platform because I love it and it's a lot of fun and it's a hobby of mine. Like somebody likes to talk about golf or music or like movies or whatever. And like, not that you shouldn't put work into it, but it's like when it starts to feel like I need to do a platinum challenge or I need to do like a backlog challenge. It's just like, no, like I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to talk about games I'm playing and have fun with it, you know?
Word. Okay, so let's move on to Jesse's question. If you could have any two games do a crossover game, what two games would you pick? His was Mortal Kombat and Power Rangers, similar to the Marvel vs. Capcom franchise. I wouldn't mind an actual story game, either of those, similar to the Batman games.
I feel Ace Combat and like Raiden or R-Type. So like basically
that'd be cool.
Kind of like make R-Type like, 3D dimensional instead of just a 2D side scroller. Or are they 3-dimensional now? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, I'm not like 3D dimensional. I mean, like, is it like?
Pretty sure the Ace Combat is 3-dimensional, where you're like in the cockpit.
Right. No. What I mean is it like side scroller. Like, isn't all Raiden games are like side?
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
like they're not like, hey, I'm in a plane and I can fly wherever the fuck I want to. Is what I'm trying to.
Right. No, they were. Well, they were like, they were essentially side scrollers. Yeah.
Yeah, they were side scrollers or top down. So it'd be cool to have like that aspect of it and kind of throw in like a Diablo loot system where you could be like, get a new gun. Here's this. Here's like work towards upgrades towards the gun and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool.
Agreed.
And add a little co-op into it.
Corey?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like some of the things that I've like thought about, they've kind of already done.
Okay.
Like we talked about Tokyo Mirage Sessions earlier. It's basically taking Fire Emblem and Persona and matching them together.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would like to see some sort of like, I don't know. I always thought that a From Software Zelda game would be cool. Like maybe not like a traditional Zelda game, but like if they took the Dark Souls formula and kind of applied it to in Hyrule and like the castle and everything, and that kind of thing where maybe you're not playing as Link, or maybe you are and you don't know it until the end or something, something like that. I always thought that would be a really cool idea. I actually really like the idea of Metroid Prime's Federation Force. I like the idea. I don't think it was well executed. I would like to see them take another crack at that after Metroid Prime 4, where like you and 2 or 3 of your friends go out and do bounty hunting missions and upgrade your armor and your suits and stuff so you can go do other cooler stuff, right? Like, I don't know, maybe that's too much like Destiny and we already have that, but I like that idea. And I think, if they put it on a console that, has 2 sticks, for example, for a first person shooter, I don't know why you would stick that game on a 3DS, but I really liked the concept of Metroid Prime Federation Force. I just think it was not executed very well. So
I think in our little Facebook chat, Matt Phillips brought up a really good one that I haven't. I was kind of dismissive of it when he brought it up, but I've actually been thinking about it ever since he mentioned it. He brought up Hitman Maker.
Oh yeah, don't
And
they? Isn't there already like mission makers in that? Though?
There's mission makers, but like if you, I've been thinking about possibly designing like a whole area, and like there are ways they could do that. It would be a pretty huge asset undertaking for them to do it, but like if that were possible, yeah, I'd engage with that 100%. 100%. I would engage with that, and I would stream it. But I don't know. I can't even begin to like. I personally would probably not design any levels or missions because there's just, like Mario, it's really easy. Side scrolling, point A to point B, sub levels. I get all that because I understand how Mario works. As much as I genuinely love the Hitman games, I don't think I understand them enough to actually make one. But yeah, I would definitely be intrigued. And finally, Todd Oxtra, one of the progenitors of this show, has roguelike become an overused game style?
I feel like it's always been there.
Yeah.
I feel like the use of the word is wearing itself thin because I think like Metroidvania, it's kind of like losing its true definition because everybody wants to say like, oh, you know, it's a side scroller and you got to run around and you got to figure things out. And it's kind of like, well, some games are Metroidvanias and some games aren't, even though they are 2D side scroller and you move around a level in a world and whatnot, because Metroidvania always means like you'll get to an area and get stuck. Okay, well I can't move forward because I need something. Okay, well I have to go and find that something. You know what I mean? Like I need to go find what I need to get to open this door up to get past it. And so exploring all the world that's available to you before you get to a locked door, or once you get to a locked door, go and explore all you can. You should be able to find what you need to get through said door and move forward in the world and gain your power-ups and all that stuff. But like roguelites are kind of the same thing where it's like, okay, well, what is a rogue game? You know, like what is the true definition of that? And then it's like, what is roguelite? You know, and I think it's built into games to a certain extent. You know, like you could personally, you could say that Bloodborne is a roguelite. You know what I mean? To an extent.
Well, as someone who's followed the idea of roguelikes for a bit, like I'm not an expert on them by any stretch, because if you try and go looking up for that, there are doctorate level essays on what roguelikes are, and there are plenty of people with very different opinions on them. In fact, there was a roguelike convention in Germany in like 2008 that they kind of concocted the definition of a roguelike, and almost none of the roguelikes that we like fit that definition. The only the closest ones are probably Binding of Isaac and Crypt of the Necrodancer.
I also think like a lot of people associate roguelikes with random generation.
Well, they
levels.
like random generation and permadeath. That's
not always the case.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, and to be honest, I do that too. Like, you know that.
Oh, me too.
Every time I think of
for that. So
yeah,
you know.
Every time I think of roguelike, I'm like, okay, this is probably a randomly generated permadeath situation that I don't want anything to do with, right? And I think that's why I was drawn to Dead Cells to an extent, because it wasn't really that. I know parts of it was, but like, you know, it wasn't really that. and I think that's why I like Dead Cells more than I expected to. So.
Like, well, I think I do not think roguelike is an overused game style, because there are still people coming up with new ways to mess with it. I feel like roguelike as a term is incorrectly overused. And as I said before, I am guilty of this as well, because when I say roguelike, I'm using it as shorthand for something that's not really what a roguelike is. But when I say it, people like yourselves, or possibly in our audience, might understand what I mean. Now, I feel like the term roguelike and Metroidvania get the same amount of ire, but for different reasons. Like Metroidvania, like the people who have the beef with that are like, Metroid was always Metroid, and Castlevania wasn't always the same it wasn't always Symphony of the Night. it wasn't always that. So it should be just Metroid games, or whatever myriad of points of view on the problematic nature of that term. Like, there are plenty of different points of view. Like, roguelike is something that they really haven't defined, because technically the game that they're saying like to is like a game that came before it, because Rogue was not the first Rogue game. There was one like 2 or 3 years before that. Anyway, I do not think it's an overused game style. I think it's an overused term, like incorrectly. Like, it's incorrectly overused a lot, because Rogue Legacy is not a roguelike. It's not even a rogue game. Spelunky's not a roguelike. Binding of Isaac is a roguelike, because it hits every section of that definition except turn-based combat. And I think Crypt of the Necrodancer is probably a good one, because all of that is technically turn-based, but you have to move with the rhythm. Because if you take the rhythm out of it, people move only when you do. Very much like Cadence of Hyrule. But yeah, I think run-based is probably the more correct term, but I don't think it's overused, because I think those games are still good. I think we should end here, unless you guys have anything you can say real quickly.
Nope.
All right. This has been episode 154, Nerds Gone Rogue. Thank you, everybody, for writing in. nerdsgonerogue@gmail.com. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me at infinite_rewind everywhere I want to be. Hit me up. Let's play games. Let's chat.
Let's do it.
Moose, where can we find you?
You can find me at Sven, SVHENN, on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and PSN Network. If you're going to send me a friend request, please say it's from NGR, NGP. Also, you can watch me or listen to me and Jason and Jeff discuss the PlayStation platform live Tuesday nights at 9, usually at 9. It goes live Thursday mornings at 7, the video and the podcast for your listening pleasure. You can email us questions, comments, and concerns to nerdsgoneplatinum at gmail.com. You can also tweet us at ng_platinum on Twitter. Corey,
take us home.
take us home.
All right. You can find me at CoreyNHD713 on Twitter, CoreyNHD on Instagram and Twitch. You can also find me on the NX Show and various other things happening on Nerds Gone Rogue. You can check out Nerds Gone Rogue live on twitch.tv/Nerds Gone Rogue and youtube.com/Nerds Gone Rogue every Monday night around 8:30, 8:45-ish. We may have a special guest next week. Also, you can find our podcast at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, all edited the following week on your podcast service of choice, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. You can check out all of our content on nerdsgonerogue.com. like, subscribe, share, rate, review, follow, rate us 5 stars. And you can email the show at nerdsgoneroguepodcast@gmail.com. And I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for following. Thanks for viewing. And until next week, we love you.
Banana and out.
You're welcome.